That lunatic doctor on TV this morning who was looking for a job as to treat, what's it called, bipolar disease. Well, it's all rubbish. There's no such thing as bipolar disease or manic depression. People obviously get upset somebody and are unhappy sometimes, and if they're very upset, they do. But it's usually caused by something happened to them. It's not a chemical. It doesn't do with the brain at all. It's what happens to them. It doesn't affect the brain, of course. And if they're bashed or have a nasty thing happen to them, they do these obstructions from up, but it stops. People get better from it very quickly without treatment. If you treat it, it stays with you forever. And they treat you forever. They do it to make money. Drug companies make money out of it, and these lunatic doctors make money out of it. They sometimes keep locked up and they keep more money out of it. And they keep them, they die. It's all nonsense. So sack the doctor, don't employ them. Sack all these lunatic doctors. And most other doctors do it for money. There are some who care, but most of them do it for money. And dentists are so just do it for money. It's just a business. They're quite good at it, mind you, but they won't treat you unless you've got the money. So in Islamic countries, that's different. Under Islamic law, the people who don't have the money get cheap, or if they've got nothing, they pay nothing. And the rich people pay more than the top. And that's the tradition, and it's much better. It's a form of charity. And it's obviously much better than what we've got in this country, where it's awful, really. It's awful what's happening in this country, it really is. And if you're hungry, in places like here, you can't get food unless you're hungry, unless you've got money, and so people starve, which is bad. I mean, the cafes, I think, are compelled to pay people who are starving if they are starving, and also there is a law that says people who are homeless must be provided with accommodation. It can be somewhere. It will be normally outside the house, but obviously you've got accommodation, you should do it. But it's still seldom actionable because people are down and out, and sometimes criminals as well, because they have to be to survive. That's the reason. And so, but that is the law. In other countries, like Russia, they had the law that people stranded must be helped. But it has problems because sometimes it seems to trap people, steal money. So we don't want too many doctors. And I think most doctors should be in these wonderful clinics where they have total power over you, but work in a shop as a shop assistant, dealing with the normal complaints that people have. Go with a cut arm, you get treatment for it. It's simple. And if you have something that needs a pill, which is possible, pills are just making money. Just make money. It doesn't reduce the pills, but the industry is more clear to make money than producing beneficial. Most of these pills are really quite bad for you. So, and I don't know why I do it, but it's some pills. Usually the cure is worse than the disease. Actually, pretty common. And so apart from put a nasty in, which some doctors say is a good idea, daft thing to do. Well, they say you can do it without harm, the worst possible, but the person is severely disabled, but it's a daft thing to do. Usually just sit there. They can't move about, especially they're pretty sick. Most of them die. And so it's pretty awful. And modern medicine has gone haywire, really, because they've learned about the brain and so on, but they misuse it, because the brain is produced by millions of years of evolution, and it's finely tuned to our survival, and it's tuned for human survival. And if we damage it, well, the person is no longer human, really. They obviously degrades their performance, like alcohol and drugs and things. And they ask questions. Do you take any drugs? Well, a couple of tea is a drug, and so on. But it's a joke, you take drugs. Well, mostly they actually recreational drugs. I don't know why I think I ever thought I would have taken this. I never been interested. I really never knew anything about them. They said, what does heroin look like? Being a chemist, I haven't actually used heroin, I've seen it, but I know that most chemicals are white powders, because the powder is finely divided and it scatters the light and it feels white. and if you lump it, it just changes colour. But anyway, that's chemical knowledge. I've no idea anything about it. I've no idea where it comes from. But, what you buy, which you can buy, of course, it's quite on the street. In pots, crack cocaine, and it comes from coca plants. Well, you need a coca leaf, don't you? Pot, coca leaf will do. It's less milder and it's beneficial to some of these terrible drugs that you take are used in medicine in a different form, but they don't cure anything. They just mask the symptoms and pain. People have pain, yes, and the body can cope with it. Usually, sometimes it can't. But they say people have terrible pain. Well, all our bodies hurts. All our bodies hurt. It's natural for the body to hurt. And there's a natural thing in the brain, so it's called an endorphin, which blocks the pain signals. That's what morphine does. It blocks the pain signals, so you cure. A normal person can cope with most pain. Toothache, I've had a toothache without anaesthetic, and it must have been painful, but I didn't really feel it. Say hypnosis and stuff like that. You can do it yourself. You don't need any of this training. It's all rubbish. But there's too much making money. Too many people are making money out of people's distress, really. I mean, if a human being is in distress, it's a natural instinct to do something, which you can't really do very much because it's difficult. You don't know what to do. Usually it's beyond your help, because a lot of money to help people. But professionals make money. And that's why the word profession actually means making money out of what you do. So people who clean the floors are actually professional floor cleaners, and they're quite good at it. Lots of people aren't very good at cleaning the floors. Most people do it at home anyway. Professional people get good at doing things because they do it all the time. And it's their source of income. I think the definition is if you get more than 10% of your income from something you do, then you're a professional. That's about it. I said 10%, I'm really 6%. Salvatory. But most of us can do almost anything which we learn to do. You can learn yourself without being trained, but it's helpful to have a instructor. But normal people can learn without that. They find out, and they reason, and they can do things which most psychiatrists say they can't. And they think most of the model is of these lunatic doctors that you learn it from somebody else. Everything has to be learned from somebody else. Well, of course, we all learn from other people all the time, but we can work out things ourselves as well. What we can do ourselves is small, but there is there. And when you walk down the road, each step you take is slightly different from the other step. So each step is original. You're not aware of it, but it's there. It's original. And there's part of the nervous system dealing with it. And so that's a whole nervous system like that. And when you move around, they're solving a problem. You may have a target in mind, whatever it is, something on the table, and you want to pick it up. Well, I don't know where that comes from. It's just, I've seen it, pick it up. And let's explain it. But the actual message of getting there is it solves a problem. And it's original. Each time it's slightly different. It's not just learned. I mean, some animals are like that. We have a limited range of movements, but it's more or less like most other animals. We all have a certain number of movements, and the combination of movements is quite complicated. I mean, one man can build a house, and I couldn't build this house. In most countries, it's a group of people build a house, and it's partly traditional, but they can work it out themselves. We know what a house looks like. We all want shelter, and so instincts to do that. We have that ability. It's built in. Although we don't have the plan for the house built in, but we know what we want. It's the same thing. And most things in the West, in the industrial West, are all made by other people. But we all have a contribution. My engineer over there just did something interesting last night. It appeared to blow up a neutron detector, which is a bit unusual. It's a metal box, quite separate from the reactor, and it started producing a sine wave, and I was amazed. Where's that coming from? The neutron detector, and it stopped, and it doesn't work now. So the the neutron pulses must have been so powerful it lit up, and I couldn't see it because it was inside a box. But that's dangerous. It's a plastic, of course, and that's plastic. It's actually carrying off radiation, so I've probably got a dose of radiation. But neutrons tend to pass through people without harming them. It does affect the fat tissues and stuff, but not very much. But so neutrons tend to vaporise the fat, among other things, including the brain. That's vaporised as well. But anyway, so neutron explosions are quite interesting things. Neutron bombs are interesting. First to kill the people. First, well, come on. They had something going on. But yes, these professionals, most of them don't care, but they do. They do care, they play to care, but they're more interested in making money. So it does vary. Obviously, some doctors are better than others. And if you go to hospital with arse stuck in, a man will kill you, and they do. They killed me, and I was surprised. And but it's when they start, saying you must take your pills or you go to mental hospital. That's daft, because the stuff they give you in there poisons you, makes you worse. And I do take the tablets I give me, but probably not doing me any good. Maybe keeping an eye on that now. But I know if I don't take them, I'll get a pain in the chest. But it could be addiction, Could be addiction. I don't know. When you're used to taking something, withdrawing it causes a problem. And so if you stop taking it, you'll die. They may have given you in the first place to do that. I think there was another drug they gave me some time ago for a similar problem called metoprolol, which I don't use anymore. And it said if you stop taking it, you'll die in 3 days. Eventually they stopped me taking it and I didn't die. But so I think the tablets I'm on now are similar. And some people don't take their tablets, they take a conscious decision and their blood pressure rises, but that's because they're fat. So, I mean, doctors tend to treat with pills, which is easier and it works, it's immediate, but and it obviously costs money. And they make money out of it, and the drug companies make money. That's conventional wisdom. But the fundamental problem is too much fat in the body, because the actual flow of blood is impeded by fatty deposits and so forth. And I think this stuff in the blood makes it a bit sticky. I don't know much about it, but that's what it is. And if you stop eating just that type of food, but all food, not completely, you've got to change your diet and reduce weight. The main thing is to reduce weight, because the too much fat in the body increases the circulating fat, which is carried by cholesterol, and that causes the problem. You need cholesterol to carry the fat about. And so if you stop it, it'll go. And if you stop, this fatty deposits are in the arteries in the brain everywhere. And if you reduce your fat level by not eating, well, that's the only way to do it. Otherwise, exercise don't do anything. Exercise, as I often do, you've got to exercise and keep it going. But to reduce the fat level, you stop eating, not completely, but to reduce this fat. And when I was in this Korharts in Hungary, which is actually, I think it means death house, and most of them come out alive, actually, but death house. Good for go there to die, because that's what it is, that's how it used to be. And well, the hospitals like that, most people die in hospital, or old people's homes, death houses. And we should call them that. They're death houses, aren't they? Got a death house, get rid of it. And apart from giving lethal injections in death houses, which I've survived 2 of those, which I care for no reason at all. They seem to misidentify me. I'm going. But anyway, if you stop eating, the fat level goes down, and that will take out fat out of the arteries as well, out of the linings of the arteries, causing the blockages, and the blood as well will reduce the fat level. That's good for you. Obviously not too much. And you just say fish and so on, but you can't eat fish as well as beef. I mean, it's obviously you've got to stop eating altogether. And when I was in this death house, because I had this stomach problem and was sick, they said stop eating bread. And I found that marvellous. They said it was flaccid due to bread, and it appears to be not just any bread, but it's really gluten, but it's the way it's blown up and made into bubbles, and it tastes nice. If you write sort of bread, tastes nice. But if you're hungry and stuff, bread's a good thing. But if you don't have to eat bread, it makes you big. And I found the same thing with these ready meals. They're nice tasting and they make you feel good, but the people, I mean the doctor, the company who said they're rubbish, of course they are. But their food's rubbish too. They just bloats you out with fat. He sells rubbish too, you know, beef clothes are rubbish. What are they made of? And so that's wrong. I mean, his food was rubbish, so his food was rubbish. He does sell healthy food, but you know, beef burgers cheap and very bad for you. It's like and these ready meals are the same. And I think the manufacturers are a bit cynical. They make them for poor people, so they feel fat and bulk out. They die. They don't want to pay pensions, do they? And because they benefit from people who live rich for pensions, people who died out, we all have to pay for it. So you want people not to live in order to pay for pensions. So they stop eating. So if you want to live, well, you can't live forever. I mean, even if you stop eating altogether, you won't live forever, just die. But I think my aunt thought that when she starved herself in hospital in the old people's home, another death house, was go there to die. She actually overdid it and starved to death. She stopped eating. Don't know why. I thought she thought she'd live forever, you know, which is pretty delusional, and it was fatal. And some people think they're heaven when they die, so they shoot themselves. Okay, it's the quickest way to heaven to shoot yourself. So every Christian can shoot himself and go away. We don't mind where you are. Tell us no more. Shoot yourself with it. No need for it. But well, that's the sort of philosophy some religious nutters have. And people commit suicide without reason to get to heaven. Because they're suffering so much here, which is pretty normal. And some people suffer because of the prospect of death. So they try to get over it as quickly as possible or shoot themselves. And I spoke to a woman in this death house, or other death house that was in, or death camp where they actually kill people. She'd been in this. She was in there because she murdered her son, I think, a daughter, I think. But she told me she thought she smothered him with a pillow. She told me, and sat him until he died. She died, and she said she sent him to heaven where she'd be an angel because she was happy. That's a sort of. And she must have been told that by a priest. So really, I think basically she was innocent because she actually wanted to benefit the child by killing him. So she's really innocent to want to harm the child, but obviously delusional in the fact that she'd killed him. And and if she understood that, she'd be upset, and that would be sufficient punishment. Just have to make it clear to her she'd actually killed somebody. The reason works, and the child never existed. You've lost her, and you'll never see her again. That upsets her. Some people say meet in heaven, so they shoot each other. All sorts of this heaven business is a disease. I mean, if the Pope says death is an evil thing, of course it is, but we all have it. And when I was about 16, I suppose, I was terrified, and they tried to get me to religion, but I sort of realised what you should get on there, and I was able to hold it back. And in the army, it's the same, because any time we hit by a bullet, die, well, get on there. That's all you can do. You survive best you can. And if you're alive, you're alive. If you're dead, you're dead. You know, the bullet's got your number in it, that's it. It's the same as all the other things. If you cross the road, the car hits the car, well, it's your fault, isn't it? Usually. Misjudge it. I do, with these pills they give me, I started to misjudge things like car, and it was dangerous. So best to stop going out. And pills are deadly, but for that reason they upset judgment. These psychiatric pills, they're deadly because they upset your judgment. I had accidents on the road, so I had to give up driving, and I fell off a bicycle, and basically, well, drove my bicycle now, but well, some people do. But even crossing the road became dangerous because I couldn't judge it. That's the problem, because they poisoned me. They upset judgment, and that's a problem. And you've got to have it. And if you don't, I've seen a person I knew who had a brain operation, brain damage by a doctor. He was swearing. He was in a car and he was swearing about that he couldn't get out of the drive road and hit somebody. That's a really good thing, because he wasn't able to reason hold back long enough to drive safely. And the psychiatrist told me the drugs would not affect me, and they did. And I told Saga, who has my insurance, whoever it is, insurance company, that was the reason. It was the doctor, and the doctor's liable. But I think I got driving voluntary because they didn't want me to. I think they want me to do is a driving job. We can't do that. Drugs, nonsense. I'm a bit old to drive now, but some time ago. You know, I know where they think their age is from. You know, now obviously the British skin deep. I'm not beautiful, but I may look young. I don't know. They poisoned me some hair fell out and made it white, but I don't understand. I really don't understand. But it's all nonsense. The birth certificate is there, but they say I'm not from this place. I'm not in. I was never here. But people who know me know I am, and they lie. The people inside of me, I've been there. I've been here ever since. I was there before they were. They know that. And the man officer has known me since I moved in, and he says he lies. He says Preston's the same person as him, but he knows it is. And that's how bad it is. And they seem to think I'm somebody else, an intruder who took over the house. It's nonsense. It really is nonsense. You can't do anything about it because they're delusional. They think it's true. I mean, I know what I said. You read a letter addressed to yourself, with your signature on it. Well, people don't write letters to themselves. I think I did at one time. It was just a solicitor, but they would accept it, and my name is in all the records. No, it doesn't identify it. Name doesn't identify. What else can you do? Obviously, when you outlive people or people move away, nobody knows it. So they don't know who I am. Quite reasonable. But I don't know where the people next door came from. They were there. And somebody else was there before them. I don't know where the people went, where they came from. And so it is. I mean, you just, all see is people around you. You see the survivors. And that's sufficient. And it's tough to say that, I did have to break in a long time ago. Somebody saw me, of course, that's obvious. But I had to break in to rescue my mother who dropped herself in. I should have called the police. That was more sensible. I told the neighbours where they are, and I was quite tired and panicking because I couldn't get in. So I had to break in. My mother locked the door in such a way I couldn't get in. I did have a key and so on, but she locked it. She blocked it. She was senile and was unconscious upstairs basically, and that's what happened. And they then threw me out. But basically they were acting out of turn. They had no idea what they were doing at all. Apparently the man who saw was off to policeman and made the wrong decision. It was wrong. It was my house and I was trying to re-enter. A bit violent, but a big stone up it up through the front glass window. I went over here to put plastic up to stop that happening because can't put a car on it, wanted to break. Now I've got to put a door which is difficult to get into. But they're just bullies. They've got it all wrong. And I said, well, when did you move in? 1962 was that moved in. And they don't live, people say don't live that long. I've been here for 52 years. And according to my recollection, I'm actually 91. I was born in 1923 in Germany, and I was shot down in London, and they kept me prisoner of war ever since. And the man across the road knows that. Some people know who I am, and they lie. Of course, they don't want me to leave the country, repatriate to Germany. They think it's all set up here, don't they? They think because they say probably rolled it on Hitler's side. I don't know who I am. My face has been disfigured since then, but I don't know where I am or not. I'm not interested in starting that, but I'm very angry with the people who what they did to me. And that is not sufficient cause of war, but the British are very bad people. We see, I don't know what they think. They got their own idea. You talk to a Briton, it's all talking nonsense, and it's awful. They smile, laugh, jeer at you, well, obviously. And people worship the Queen. They say there's one Queen to all else. Other countries don't have Queens. They have democratically elected leaders, and that's all there's to it. And they asked me who would I swear oath allegiance to the head of the Queen. And well, since she's a criminal, I won't do that. They all are. And so, what would you say? I said Western democracy. That's all. And apparently, it's to do with money. If you want this money, you have to be a oath of allegiance to some of these criminals in power. Well, all criminals. Federal, all top people are criminals. They have to be to stay there. But I don't see that. So, it's rather unpleasant. But if I swear an oath of allegiance to the Queen, I would not be able to leave the country, and I would not, and I'll probably be killed by the Queen, because that's what it means. It's if you're prepared to die for the Queen. The answer is no, because they've killed the Queen, kills you. So no. So I would like to return to my birthplace, basically, which I don't remember very well because they brainwashed me and do all sorts of nasty things to me. British are awful. Well, so in those days, Germans did the same thing, of course. But the British are very sophisticated, very, very evil people. I mean, the treaty they signed with whoever it was that the Christians were should be returned. But I know British are going around killing people who'd thought Britain were murdered. You know, Britain don't care. They don't give a damn about treaties, and you can't reason with them. They're right, everyone else is wrong. And, I don't know what the war was about actually, but I mean, at the end of the war, a lot of Nazis left in Germany, and the British went around killing them all. Well, they tried. Well, the bottom-ish all sorts of things. But that's the sort of thing they did. And this was still and socialists and while they all been killed, they may have been defeated in battle, but they killed them. So first of all, really, and that's pretty awful. So it's difficult to stay alive in a place, and being a foreigner myself. I mean, to me, this is a foreign country. It always has been. Even since I was a child. I mean, I wasn't a child really, but it's an awful place. And the whole thing is rigged to control the population. Now, I'm not allowed to leave the country because they think that they'll start fighting another war. Why should the war start if I leave the country and go back somewhere where I'm more familiar with? I mean, I've been here all my life. I'm stuck here. I'm a prisoner. They stole all my money. They stopped money supply. I worked when they were afraid that when I retired, I would leave the country. And I got this money, and they thought that's what I'd do. And I had no intention of it. At that time, I had no intention of leaving the country. But now I find out what they think. I do want to leave the country. But I found when I went to France, they weren't very friendly either. The people, I mean, human beings was a problem. But they got delusional beliefs too. But the Catholics, they said in France you have to be a Catholic. So in this country, you have to go to church three times a week, or is it 3 times a year? And that's what they say. That's all I ask, 3 times a year. Yeah, Christmas, Easter, and 1 other time. Well, I did do that for a while. But it became tedious. No, Christmas, no Easter, no to celebrate. What's the point? I mean, Easter is a spring festival, which could still be a spring, and the midwinter festival at Christmas time in Hungary. It's got a pleasant time because they have all these bars and they have hot dogs, so to speak, or hot food, which is a hot dog for hot food, morsels, and they have wine available, which is cheap, and they have a good time. They have a Christmas tree, and they all go in the centre. It's all frozen, of course. It's all frost and snow, which is not here. So that's how it is now. And they mostly worship communism. I mean, there are Catholics there too, and Eastern Orthodox and all sorts of people, but no Jews who are murdered. But they have a hymns to communism, which is quite interesting. That's how they are, because they're a communist country. And so being almost a Christian, I somebody wanted money, so I gave it to him. Not very much. Almost made me bankrupt actually. It's silly of me, but I had a good time. But that's how it is. It's life is vicious, and people in Hungary are very poor indeed. I didn't realise they were very poor. Didn't know. But Christmas in Hungary has got a pleasant time. It's glad and happy now because they don't really go there. Of course, it's also a Nazi country, which means if you're ill, you had it. But so that's how it is. And if you can't afford to support yourself, well, you push out in the fields. Horrible job. Terrible job. If you've done it before, yeah. So that was forced labour. Well, they don't do that. In this country, if they give unemployment benefit. This idiot woman I knew, she's now destitute somewhere else, I can't help her. She wanted to come in for Social Security. We can't do that. Even England don't have that. You can't go to England to live on the dole. And people in this country who lose their work, but they have this charity of Social Security, which is of course nice for people that pay. I think the rule is they're paying for it. And I paid in for my pension all my life, and then I stopped it. Well, it's the thing of stopping it. And But and actually my RVK pension is administered by the company, but it was a cash payment into the company, which I made. I bought a gold. I had a bar of gold right again. That's giving my pension. I just got, I don't know how much it was, but it wasn't that much. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to buy a pension. So it's nothing to do with the university or anything else. They said they're not paying you. They won't pay. So I had to rob your own pension. So somebody supported me. A friend bought it for me, and that's the idea with buying gold. Gold is quite heavy to carry on, but it was worth what it was, and it wasn't stolen. Nobody could argue with gold, but of course they stole it. Of course, the money is still money. That's all you stole it. So it's difficult to check. Well, for that, and of course the bank accounts they all get hacked. You know, the banks are owned by a capitalist or a Westerner or the people in power. So you go to a bank and they can steal your money. Just disappears. And that's happened to me several times. And so I don't trust the banks. But some of them are better. There's some workers' banks, which are slightly better for workers. The cooperative movement has workers' bank. And usually, obviously, people don't have much money, but it's helpful to have a bank account. And so it is. It's a vicious and evil place, Britain. And that's sad everywhere. At one time we had a Labour government, and things were quite pleasant, but in fact, the Labour government, although it was pleasant for workers for a while, it ruined the economy. And the best way is, I now believe, because I went down and saw the ruined economy, and because England is also ruined because of socialism, we need to throw that socialism out and allow everybody to be allow everybody to have that opportunity if they have the ability. Obviously, an occurrence where people get together and to make money for themselves and to support the community. As long as it's beneficial for people, that's all right. Some firms are criminals, but that's different. Criminals do not benefit society. But that's what a firm is. It's a group of people who gather together to make money for themselves and benefit the others. And some firms just one person, and they're the most successful because the person has no idea to make money. That reacts to an idea to make money. I doubt it will because I'm not in a position to exploit it. But I mean, somebody could buy a paintbrush for something like that. It was around 90. I did try painting it, but it wasn't allowed. But it was done by a consortium, not me. I send details to the consortium. I don't talk about it, but it's there. And I was amazed it produced something 12 blocks. Well, absolutely amazed, dumbfounded. And it wasn't doing what I expected to do at all. So, my theories were right, but not the right value in the actual images. And I'm amazed. That's what other people found. They were amazed. And people didn't believe them. They scratched them out. I think one friend of mine must have found the same result. They said about it. So, not good. So you don't have, so doctors, when you invent something, it's true of everybody, you don't know where it's going to work. Nobody except somebody who's seen it working knows it works well. And it's the same with the steam engines, weren't accepted for 200 years. And the diesel engine took a long time. I think and even the car took 50 years, everything quite better. Diesel engine, petrol engine stuff took a long time to produce. I think diesel is actually everything. Diesel engine. And so these other things take even longer because it's not obvious how it works. It's not obvious at all. It's so difficult to understand. I mean, a piston engine, you can understand it. It's sexy. Everyone wants piston engines. And this thing, which is a round thing. So we're going to put your penis. What's that going to do with it? It's nothing fat. What do I want to do that for? It's how nutty they are. They think everything's sex. But of course, the diesel engine is actually quite sexy. A piston engine, horrible. Well, this one doesn't have any moving parts. There's no moving parts at all. And so it's obvious what's happening. And I mean, I don't know what's happening outside the house, but I did hear that the emanations from it were picked up by satellite, which is around nukes. And for a while I saw this sine wave coming out of the neutron detector, and I was absolutely shocked. Why is it giving sine waves? How does a neutron detector give sine waves? and then it stopped working, like that. So blew it up. So it must have been very bright, and the current must have been too high. I don't know what's happening. Maybe the photo transistor that's bright. It probably is. And so one day I'll look at it. I'll try to get it, see if it does anything. But I did try it. No, it's not that. And the battery isn't flat, so it's not moving. And it's most strange. Most strange. And so it's still working. The amplifiers are still working, but it must have photo transistor. Both of them, both the infrared and the light, it's the one unfortunately not the same thing. But the internet is sort of, and it's absolutely well, absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. But, the doctors don't know. And doctors are no different from any other else. Most people, even the people, look at an electrical shop and freeway say it's rubbish, rubbish. But it isn't, because they know all about electricity, and they do. The installation engineers and qualification engineering, so am I actually. But I took light current. I'm a national student. I didn't get any further, but actually was. I did take the higher nationals, but I didn't take the exams because it was. I took the wrong subject basically, but I didn't want to because it's confusing. The shrivelings, too many. But I did the course, not the exam. I did it for several years. I just sat in. It was interesting, but I didn't want high national. I should have got it. It was complementary to my degree, so it would have extended my skills. But the skills are there, but it's not the qualification. My degree is it's not a qualification, not a bit of paper, it's what you know. And the bit of paper only tells you the course you've taken it, and actually what she knows is up here, it's not on the paper. That's the problem. So they have the, where's your degree? Oh yes. But if it's what's up here that counts, not what's on the bit of paper. The bit of paper means you've done the course, and you have certain skills. But it's not, the degree is up here, it's not on the bit of paper. That's just a certificate. Anybody can write a certificate out, You can buy one, you can go to a shop, MSc shop or PhD shop and buy a PhD. But a bit of paper has no meaning. So it's nice to have one, but a joke. I can write my own PhD. When I graduated the first time, which was years ago, they put me in this death camp, and they laughed at me. And I put my degree on the wall and said, "You drew that." So they got me to draw one similar, which I'm quite good at drawing. So that's how you do it. So that's the sort of place it was. I worked all that time. That's what it did to me. I don't know what the reason was. I think it was because I was down for something I didn't do basically. And that's what they like. I don't know why. Why they picked on me. I don't know. Somebody didn't like me. It's because I got a job in America. I think they don't like Americans very much. And it was about life on other planets, and that goes against the law in Britain. So they delusional. They attacked me with all these mad ideas. A long time ago now. But they said, the Second World War was right off other planets, so the Britians decided to murder everybody in Germany. It's because they said they were off other planets. Well, the Americans now say they are, so they want to attack America now. So Britain is not a Western country really. It's living in a medieval time, and they export their delusional religion to the original society to other people. So a nasty lot, and I don't regard myself as British. British passport. All it says, I'm allowed to pass. It says I'm a British citizen, which is what I am, but it means I can pass the port, and that's what it is. They could withdraw it, which means I couldn't get out of the country. But and I'd ask for a German passport. That might be difficult. And but since I wasn't born here, if I remember rightly, the birth certificate is a forgery. I know what they're doing. They're nasty, not British. So if I'm German, I should be able to live in the country. Although I wouldn't be able to support myself in Germany because I'm too old. But and they probably wouldn't pay me, pay my pension. So you're stuck here. I'm a prisoner here. That's what happens to a lot of people in Britain. They can't leave the country because the pension is only payable to a British bank. It can be paid through a third party. It could be paid to my carer, and he can support, but they won't do that. They're blocking my exit. There's no reason for that. I'm no danger to them at all. I have no interest in hurting Britain at all. nasty things that happened during the war and forgotten, gone. We don't like the Queen very much, but that's Britain. And basically, Britain's for a delusional people and come anyway. Some people like to come here. Some people, me and my wife, who wanted to come here, did actually support the Queen. She was quite keen on the Queen. I don't know why, because basically because I don't know what the reason was, but she's actually related to the royal family herself, so could be something to do with that. But I don't like it. I thought marrying a person from Eastern Europe would actually be quite beneficial, but you find she's a British, she's descended from Queen Victoria, so who a joke that is. I don't know what these people are talking about. I really don't. It's all to do with lineage, who your father was, who your grandfather was. Much more important than anything else. So in American society, it's what I am, what the person is. It doesn't what the father is. And so same as most countries. And I mean, in some countries it is important, but you know, it's not really pretty bad. And all the people all the top people really, the criminals, because they stay in power by crime and do nasty things to people, and they get there for the same reasons. They're nasty people. Sometimes, usually by shooting people or poisoning them, usually. Or just get rid of them and tell lies or get them to prison. That's what I found out. So it's not straightforward. I mean, if you start getting someone, he's a competitor. You don't want him. It's very unpleasant. And the closest to the top you get, it gets more and more unpleasant. And only very few people make it, and they're nasty people. So don't be deceived. They say they're going to do wonderful things for you, but they're actually doing things for themselves. They're what's called career politicians. They're actually benefiting their own incomes. That's what they're actually doing. Nothing to do with benefiting the poor. So that's not true. They say this, So, the other side, the common services are actually quite honest. I got it to make money, which is my reason. But in America, they got this wonderful idea that you do things. Most leaders say they do things for reasons, abstract reasons, benefit of the West and so on. And I wondered if Obama does it for money. Does he? He's a president for money. But he makes a lot of money. He was quite rich when he became president. I think would he do it to make money? But it could be a reason. But it's very unpleasant to think that you elect somebody who only wants to do is make money. I was brought up like that. As a Nazi, you don't make money, you benefit society. That was the opposite of the Nazi society. And the communists are the same. You worked for the common good. And the Green Party talk like that. So they're similar to the Nazis and the communists. And they could become successful because if they patent all the green things, they instigated the green revolution, the green people, and so they probably own patents, or could acquire patents for all the green inventions, some of which I've tried to make, and well, it's always not inventions, but something I've done, and other people, but they all belong to the Green Party. So if they make money out of that, they'll be somebody rich, and all the Green Party members could have their citizens' income. So it could become quite a successful party, a bit like the Ba'ath Party in Gaddafi, because it was all provided by the millionaire in power. And I mean, the retainers of the Queen get benefits from the Queen. And I was told that the aristocrats who are actually beneficiaries of the Queen actually earn money and they have to pass exams and so on. But other people are not allowed. It's not there. So Britain's not a nice place. And some people come here thinking they'll get rich, but they end up as sex slaves and doing very, very low-grade jobs for low pay. So I mean, these people queuing up at Calais to come to London. My wife says so she wants to come here. Not because she thinks because other people are rich, she'll be rich. It's not true. And I'm offering a shelter, but that's what I could offer. I probably wouldn't do that for much longer. And so because I got no money, I had to abandon her. That's what I had to. And she's better off in the country she's in now. She's probably better off. And she'll, well, I can't. Or she's the transition is difficult because she's relying on me for income. And it's better when I stop paying her, because then she'll be low. She dies, of course. So it's a transitional period. The period is difficult because she might die. But if she survives, she'll be local and she'll settle there. But or whatever it is, people do. You know, people like that. So people, refugees sometimes coming across Europe, or they head to England or anywhere, Western France or somewhere, they're better off. The French are better off. Refugees, Roma, for example, actually remain not Roma, they're Romanians. There's a difference. Roma are actually called Romanian gypsies, which are a different tribe. And they tend to stay in Romania because they have a different way of life and they can survive. But the Romanians are farmers, and in Romania, a lot of the fields are flooded and they can't grow crops. And the houses are wooden houses, which are in bad state. The roads are very poor roads. In some places, they have a house in a field and a dirt track going to it. And so it's no economy. There's no economy. There's the currency, but obviously things are different than that. I mean, the most valued commodity is girls. It's dreadful. So some of them are selling girls, really bad. And they sell horses, horse meat. Most of Europe eat horse meat. No reason why we shouldn't eat horse meat, really. Go to France, in half a million a cafe house for Viande, I think it is, which is loosely meat, is actually horse meat. So, beef, you buy beef, very expensive. €25 for a meal of beef and strips. I mean, it's about £4. That's €4, so it's much different. And so that's the difference. Some in Germany, the beef is cheaper over there. I don't know what it is, but it's expensive. The horse meat is okay. No wrong with horse meat. You know, one of the cafes down the road was selling horse meat and dressed it to be beef or lamb, so I'm told. And I brought it down for it, but no wrong with horse meat. I quite liked it. Good stuff. Horse meat salad, please. Horse meat and chips. Horse meat and vegetables. Very nice. I don't know why that's what they're talking. So there's no reason. The health horses is edible. It's annoying. But, and they're old horses. So they tend to be different quality, but cows are actually more expensive to keep. Pigs are cheaper, so pigs are cheaper. Pig meat is cheaper. And horse meat is, of course, not sold over here. There's no reason why it should. I think it's to do because it's race horses. The people who buy the horses use racing horses, and they didn't like them being sold as meat. They didn't like it because they had them as pets. You know, people who've got the land have horses as pets, and they didn't like it. No, they're normally used like that, but killed in Europe. But they didn't like it, so that's the sort of thing. It's asking. Do you feel this country like animals, you know, cats and dogs? Some places eat cats and dogs, don't know that, because they're originally bred for it, they don't eat. You know, domestic animals, which we eat. It's pretty bad eating animals anyway, but we do eat, and I do eat meat. I like it, but no. So we need to. I think we do need, obviously, doctors. For the doctors do need them, but they have to be doing it for the right reason. And some doctors are more concerned with controlling the workers and keeping down the workers and upholding the Christian religion, whatever it is, than doing medicine. Now, I've been to one surgery, and this young woman who's a good doctor and well qualified, she was praying to an icon, you know, and just kneeling down praying to this icon. And I happened to go because I was appointed with her. And I was mad. I thought she's mad. What's she doing? I don't know what they think they do. It was she's Orthodox, or was Greek Orthodox. I could see the icon on the wall, and you know, there's no sense in it. Worshipping, talking to a picture. Actually, she was talking to a picture to me. Now in Islamic terms, it's a bit dark. You know, there's no icons in Islam, and you're not allowed to draw. It says in the Bible, "Do not worship graven images." And it's interpreted, it's called photographs, you know, because when you take a photograph of somebody, you see them and you worship the image. You know, it's sex, you know. You see the image, you worship the image. This is the person you should worship, not the image. So you can make drawings and write things and scripts and so on. It's not the same thing. But you know, it's a graven image. And it's difficult because I have graven images. I have a photograph up there. And to some extent I do worship it because it's a picture of me holding a certificate. Well, I get my one of these graphics qualifications. Can't get anyone can afford it. But so I'm quite proud of it. So I watched the picture, and above that I've got another picture that I was working. And yes, he is. I'm in there somewhere. I'm in the picture, I can't remember why. But and they could have identified me. And 30 years ago, I had a lot of hair, and so I was in staff, and quite liked me. And so I worship that. Just not good. So I shouldn't worship pictures. Any picture is an image of somebody else or a person. If it's an image of a thing, that's all right. But a person, because you see a feature or a face, and you tend to worship it, that's called crime. And it's in the Bible. It's in both the Old Testament, basically. But so it's difficult because we see some pictures so much of our lives now. All the papers are full of pictures. And politicians, dress up, suit and tails and top hats or whatever. And in Russia, the officials wear tailed coats. Romania and Hungary, they wore tailed coats and a sort of hat. And Egypt was one of them. So I know, so I saw them. So she was very proud of that position. But when it was all smashed up, that went. And she wants it back because she had a position in the society. And people respected her, but now she's forced into sex slavery. And they did it because of what she was. She says that she thought she was actually better qualified than most people, and prima donna, and they really punished her for it. And I'm very angry that they did that. The people who kidnapped her, forced her to say, were all murdered, actually shot. So that's it, they deserved it. And they should respect other people. And our nationalities have their own culture. We should respect it. Even the Russians have this culture, and we should respect. I mean, Karen Taos was one of the points that she was high class, and they don't wear it anymore, but they do wear suits. I'm not allowed to wear a business suit because I'm down as low class. It's not true. I have proper qualification, a degree and a PhD, and the people who do it don't like me because they don't have those qualifications, and they tend to be richer than me because it's still money, and something I don't do. And I don't understand. They want to work for one of us for money. Well, who's us? They're criminals. This US group of criminals, but IS in Muslim countries, it's US. It's I know who they are. I mean, who's us? I know the usual word. Usual meaning is a group of people who are not you. They're us. Well, it's quite difficult to know who they are. Who's your job? Who's your boss? It turns out by the wages. They said the Pope said, you said we don't want this engine. Pope said it'd be bad for you. Well, it is bad. It's radioactive. But the Pope doesn't want it because his income will be affected by it. And he doesn't want people to worship science or use science at all because it would degrade his income, because they wouldn't ignore the church, and ignoring the church means they wouldn't get so much money. That's all it is, it's just income. Their job is to tell lies about what do they tell about whatever they go to church for, all lies, all made up, they make money, that's what they do. And that's really his business to make money. And it's called a religion business. And all the churches, all these religions are saying, except Islam, of course, they need money as well. The mosques cost millions of pounds, and they built it themselves. But it's different. The mullahs are actually his teacher, and the Jews are saying the rabbi is teacher. They say Jesus was a teacher, that's right. But the priest is teach delusional beliefs, basically, and make money. And false cures, false hopes, really bad. So they're not nice people, and they know it's false, they know it is. They do it to make money, and it's very bad. This working for money is evil. It's obviously we've got to have money, you've got to make money, but working for it is the problem. It's a sickness. Worshipping money. I mean, they always said worshipping money is a crime, and that's what they do. The British do. The Westerners worship money, and so that's wrong. And it's in the Bible, It's in the, Jesus said it. Jesus talked about, gave lectures about worshipping money. He called it something else, but that's what it was. And I was impressed by that speech when I went to church myself. and I found they ignored it completely. You know, and well, so it's difficult. You know, you've got to balance it. Some doctors do dedicate their lives to medicine, but when they something went wrong, you know, they seem to think if we separate someone being medical, that reinforces it. It doesn't. Separation breaks up a relationship. I can't contact Easy anymore. She wasn't my wife. She's not necessarily well. She is really, but I can't contact her. I've got no way to send her. She's got no support, and you know, I know where she'll die. Where she'll die, that's what I don't know. I'm really sad if she does, but they don't care, you know. I know she'll look after herself. She's a young woman. She can look after herself. We got to look after you. I don't. Well, I don't need looking after. If they hadn't poisoned me, I wouldn't need it. It's daft. You poison you, then take all your money. Well, they still do it, stealing your money. They make money. You know, it's sort of problem. You know, when they put people in old people's homes, they're making money. They're stealing the person's money. And care means people stealing the money from the vulnerable. Who look after vulnerable people are actually exploiting vulnerable people. That's what they do. So it's the same. And care industries like that. Okay, making money on somebody sick. You know, you can make a promise that if you take this tablet, your cancer will be reduced. Well, in fact, it might be for some there are improvements in cancer. But most people with cancer will die of it. You know, I worked in a cancer hospital, and people do want to cure it because they might get it. But it's a way of making money, you know. And it's pretty bad when it's not working. They don't support them. And I did work on it, but I don't know how to cure cancer at all. But they're getting somewhere. It's taken a long time. And I'm pleased. And it's like other diseases. We inherit a capacity to recover from these diseases. Everybody gets a mutated cell, which could be cancerous, and most people do not develop cancer. It gets scratched out, so it just doesn't develop. But some people, I mean, most men have prostate disease, but there's treatment. The treatment I had seemed to have cured it. Wonderful. Same as other things that so things are improving. It's taken a long time. In the 19th century, they were quacks. They had no idea how to cure them, but slowly the medicine did come. And before that, they had herbal medicine, which did work because they observed the effect of the herbs and they worked. And I had a herbalist magazine, which is centuries old, new herbalist, and it showed you various plants and things. And some of them did work. I mean, they say what they say. Some are poisonous. Some would do things. I mean, that's how it is. And the Chinese traditional medicine it also works. It's there. Because modern medicine, they use this traditional method to find out what the chemical is in alpha. But now they're getting better. They're finding out the chemical processes, which most people have no understanding of. I did chemistry as a degree. I know a little bit about it, but they didn't like that. They poisoned me. They poisoned with everything they possibly got. I don't know why. What's the idea? You know, make money instead. How do you do that? You've got to do something. It's nonsense. It's normally, if you're a physics degree, you expect to make money doing what you're trained to do, and or related things, and it doesn't work. And these people judges of people who know nothing of physics, or psychiatrists, or something about physics, you've got to have one of these to do physics, and we aren't clever enough. We've poisoned you. Let me show you now. They take the brain out, you know, all sorts of things. Take the brains out. It's dreadful. And they did that to Tesla, actually, murdered him. Well, I didn't see the details, but I probably thought they were doing something wonderful now, because what was he talking about? What is he talking about? I understand. He talked what appeared to be nonsense, and when I've heard it from other Serbs, but they have a mystic science. Mysticism is mixed with the science. But it's a bit like if you go to South American jungle, which is, well, or Africa or everywhere, before the cultures got, before Westerns got there, and talk to the natives, they have cures for diseases which work, but their explanation is entirely different. It's not to do with chemistry. But our description, the words, don't mean it's what you do. It's the words. The words just mean something because these symbols we use for chemistry do mean something, and it's when you get to the end and produce something, then it shows it works. That means the symbols were ever right. So that's the problem. You know, all the complicated equations and energy numbers that work out are right. That's important. The models are right. But there are any models, you can't see anything. As to all the physics is right. And most people probably don't have the training to understand it, but sometimes they can't do it. And I'm pretty disappointed. So they think, well, I'll make one. You're a plumber. I'll make one as a plumber. Well, I'm not a plumber. I'm a builder. I was a builder. You see, the psychiatrists are only certain jobs in their vocabulary. They don't know what a physicist is. Well, they're professionals, and they know about doctors, you know, medicine, and they can't do one of those, can you? You're a patient. You should be a labourer or cleaner. And that's what they do. They demonstrate a force people to cleaning jobs. Well, they're not making money. They're not making money. As a physicist, you make more money. So they're not clever enough to do that. And that's only for us, or only for roles. That's nonsense. And so I'm very disappointed with this country. It's a vicious place. In France and Germany, anybody who I couldn't at all, but people with the ability and the qualifications and the training can do any job. It's not restricted to airstrip. There are no airstrips in Germany. I think Hitler dealt with those, and the communists dealt with those in other places. And you know, they're awful people. I think they're made by God to rule the world. Nonsense. Lunatics. So this is really bad. I'm very unhappy about this place. Very unhappy about what happened to me. They scarred my face because of what I said about space and aliens and Jesus and that. It's in the Bible, it's all there. I don't like it. The Pope knows about it, he knows. But he lies. You know, that's what happens. And that's what happens. So it's pretty bad. And the Pope's just another liar. He lies to make money and to keep you happy, you know. And it's stabilised society, but it's all a lie. What's the point of society if that's not a lie? It goes back a long time. It's not just as far as Jesus, it goes back. I think it's about 10,000 years, I'm told, where they imbibed this religion just to make money, really. It destabilised society, but just to make money. They say they've got a great civilization, but it's not a lie. So therefore, great civilization justifies a lie. Because they kill people who don't believe it, it's really bad. I think, you know, this criminal organisation called the Freemasons, which in this country, it used to be Knights Templars at one time, and they actually say they're direct descendants, not necessarily linear descendants, but their knowledge goes back 8,000 years or so, plus or minus, that's the Stone Age, and these families do have it. They have these megaliths. You see, the families who maintain them, they've done so since they were built, and so this culture is still there, and they want to. They think they can live forever by black magic. You know, people die just the same. Some people do live longer than others. You want that. I mean, there's some stories of people living hundreds of years, not forever. Perhaps they do. I wouldn't. They certainly won't let me if I even had that ability. But it's horrible. They're nasty people. They have these secret knowledge, which especially how to do somebody up, and they influence the world. They say they're the guardians of civilization, but actually they're just a funny little criminals, personally. And they say they know what's best. You know, if people don't believe it more, they won't go to work. They're delusional. They put the delusions into it, and go to work, basically. As I was told, the man across said that to the man next door. I heard him. If people don't believe they're immortal, then they won't work. Of course they will. They'll work for money, for families, and eventually when they get older, they get some. That's the tradition. And most in the Stone Age didn't believe that. They believed it immortal, but they didn't work. You have to. You forage for food, that's working. And you do things. But, well, the morning's work done. I wasn't paid. I'm going to monetize this video, and if you watch it, I might do it again. I might do. In previous experience of trying to make money was complete failure. Either when I made money it was taken from me, or there was advertisements for that saying this trader is not this merchant is not how to trade. That's what I did. That's what I found. They'd done that. I don't know why, but somebody doesn't like me. They're needling me. It's probably local people who just want. I've had all my money stolen, thousands of pounds stolen. I don't know what it is. Well, it's really just because it's there. They want it. They want your money. Why should you have money? Well, bully boys, aren't they? People, the Normans, are bully boys with big fists and steal things. That's what they do. They steal them. And if you go to church, well, you have to give your money to church, actually. That's the idea. You give all your money to church and church supports it. Well, that means the priest benefits from it. And then you're into this system. So you can't go to that, I know, but going to church is very difficult because they're delusional. Although joining organisations is a good idea, but they're delusional. They won't have me. They're delusional. They do all sorts of nonsense. Incubus, hobgoblins, devils, demons, angels, ghosts. And goon. It's all nonsense. And the pussy tiger, the jumping spiders, spirits of the forest, sparrowhawk. So it's weird. This rhythm which we've inherited from our primitive ancestors is weird. If you teach a child science, which is things that I've found by science, science is the old tradition is also scientific, but it's wrong. Then you get your attitude. And I was brought up in a different place, probably a different planet, so totally different. I've experienced other planets and other species, and so on, we can see it. This knowledge and ability to see things other people cannot see, and not only visions, but seeing patterns which other people are unaware of because they're not educated. So, when I was young, I was able to recognise patterns. This Richard Ingber had this picture of a jungle, somebody drawn, and the animal hidden in the pictures. And he asked me to identify several. He didn't like it. It was frightened. It was feared. It's fear, blind fear of me. When I was a child, I was no danger to them. So it's happening. He just around the corner. It was a party. That's what he does. He got people at parties. Identifies the intelligent workers. They're dangerous. So when he died eventually, but he was trying to get me for years. No reason at all. He shot me. He knifed me. He did everything possible to get rid of me. There's no reason for it. I was quite harmless. And so it is something nasty figure about it. There's no reason to do that. He was afraid of his tribe being attacked. It's tribalism. He was a normal tribe. He thinks I was not who I am. I'm a Saxon plus we are. But it's not that tribalism is nonsense to me. It's prehistoric. Britain is medieval, right? Very, very old. It goes back to these tribalism, and nasty people. I think Jeff Venables, who is Israelite, so says it's all ram and no rom, not all rom and no ram. Sorry, which means he neither thinks he's habitual, but he can't have no internet. Well, he's actually a nasty bit of work. There's just different tissue in the head, and they can damage the brain to alter it. And they're called the balance of the brain. Well, they're murderers, aren't they? That's all. My brain's my own. It came with me. No reason to take it out. I want my brains back, And many of the people who destroy brains are malignant psychopaths. They're actually controlling the population. And nasty lot. And it's done through medicine. Controlling the population is done through medicine. It's not. It's no benefit to the people they control. Pretty bad. So it's a bad world. Rich people who are successful pay doctors to treat them, and doctors can take their lives and get away with it, or paying them some way. So, if it's generous, someone pays them. That's a bad one. So, most people, my mother was her own doctor, she survived a long time. As soon as she started seeing doctors, she went downhill. And that was my fault. I thought being sick, see a doctor, not a good idea. If you're sick, don't see a doctor. Unless you have to give you a heart attack, then they may save your life. But it might take your brain out as well. But, so it's that sort of thing they're good at. And for some of them, it's like a broken leg, they're pretty good at. But to them, a worker is a chattel, somebody who works for them, who does things for them. Now, we don't want to work, they can't work, obviously. And so it is to them, we're just support workers, we support them. They're criminals, they can't do without us. And we don't need them because we need doctors. Well, we can have our own doctors, we don't need them. And we don't need people who regard us as chattel. A worker is reduced in a factory. Worker doesn't. It's, hey, I hate that attitude. You get up the BBC, you watch a film about something, right? The worker does that. The entrepreneur employs a worker. And most entrepreneurs don't employ anybody at all. That's a problem. Employment means slavery, and it's pretty bad. It's a pity we don't have a nation of entrepreneurs, which would be better. America's more like that. I mean, in America, you become skilled for your work, you can start get on and get on and help on your own. Can't do it in Britain, it's not allowed. And I went to this training course, and I was there as an aristocrat. And they said if somebody starts a business, that's an insurrection. So as a politician, that's an insurrection. So we shot him, but that's pretty what it is. It's not very nice. These people in power, they got there, shot their record, shot their green, well, stay there. And it's not sure they train us to be civilized, or even I can walk myself, and that's what people do. But they're not nice people. So their delusion is that they talk to they're better than the people they're made by God and so on, and they're delusional. They're something else. And it's not well, skilled people, they're clever and so on, but basically they've no idea about society. They say this patch land belongs to them, we're slaves. Very nice. I like it. Now, why don't we leave? When you get to France, it's well, you're Catholic, you're French. So I don't know. It's a massive size of me. Somebody did. Cheer up, somebody did.